Hello, magical human. Welcome, 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 welcome. Today, we are doing something very exciting. We are going to be doing an oracle card reading for the world and the state of the world and what we all need to be embodying and learning right now, what we can do. So, we're going to jump into that in just a moment, and I'm going to be using the Shamanic Medicine Oracle card deck. This is my absolute favorite. I will put the name of it and the creator of it below. Love my little, if you're watching the video, I have like a very, very bright sunlight. It makes my hand pretty much completely disappear. It looks quite strange. Very cool. Anyway, we'll ignore that for right now. So, we're going to jump into an oracle card reading, and really, oracle cards, I really got off them for a while. I think it was a part of me, that needed to trust in myself and to start working on really my own intuition and my own knowing, which I think is a really important thing to go through. That being said, I love oracle cards. I think they're a lot of fun. They're a really easy way to receive the messages that you need to receive. They're a great tool, and anyone who is using them, I want to remind you that we are not using them ever as a tool of the divine. We're not using them as the divine, all right? A lot of people tend to, really worshipping these cards. And the thing is, like, these cards are a tool, you are the channel. So, whatever tool you use, whatever medium you choose to use, you are always the channel for this divine knowledge, this information. So, I invite you to always feel like you are the one who is really creating the difference here. Now, I never oracle card pull to tell the future or to do any of that kind of stuff. That is not my jam. I don't believe in any of that. Not that I don't believe that it's possible. I just don't believe in the value of it. So I'll always draw cards to help with a current situation, to gain more of an understanding and to help put myself or others on the right track. All right, so that's always what we're doing here. If you would like your own oracle card reading, if you'd like to learn how to do it, or if you'd like a little bit of guidance, I find oracle card readings are fantastic when you're feeling a bit lost, or if you're not quite sure what's going on, you're finding it hard to make a decision or to feel self-assured, or you're lacking clarity. Oracle card readings can really help. So if you would like an oracle card reading with me, you can go below and the link will be there. Go and book an oracle card reading, and I will see you on the screen. Okay, let's jump into this reading. So as I was just chatting away, you may have seen if you're watching the video, I had 5 cards fly out at me very clearly. So we always go with that. Let's pull the first one. Tree of Life, Conception. Oh, doesn't that look cool in the sun? Beautiful. I'll put it over here so you can see it a little bit better. Tree of Life, Conception. Now, I feel incredibly called to pull them all and then talk about them one by one. So let's do that. Conception, so Tree of Life, Conception. This is about birthing, creating. Next. Conch, I think that's how you say it. Conch shell, calling. Beautiful, calling. So maybe it's your calling or calling out to someone else. Water, expression. So here we've got a link to the water element and expression. Beautiful. Card number 4. Birth, renewal. Whatever that word is, birth. That's really interesting. We've had a couple of cards now that very much link with rebirth. So that's beautiful. And the final card, middle world, present. Middle world. And this one is very interesting if you could see it properly, because it's got the horse. It's the year of the horse, right? And we've also got the sun. And the sun is worshipped by many people, by many ancient cultures, because it is a life giver. And there's been a lot of fear around the sun. And I think this is a beautiful reminder that the sun is sacred and is safe. All right, so That's a lot of stuff. All right, we're going to jump into this. So, the first card, Tree of Life Conception. Okay, what is conception? Conception in human form is like conceiving, conceiving a child, conceiving of an idea, planting a seed. There's a conception here. The tree of life has always been connected to eternity and the interconnectedness of all life, the strength, the growth, and is often connected to heaven, the middle world, which is the present, which we did receive a card like that as well, and the underworld. Okay, so it's talking about the life cycle. The tree of life is something it is worshipped. Look at trees, look what they do for us. So when we're talking about this card and it's popped up in relationship to our question about the world and what we're supposed to be doing, this very much symbolizes a planting of a seed, but also focusing your courage, your strength, your remembrance. We must start remembering the interconnectedness of all things. This world is currently very out of balance, right? So coming back to nature is really important. And I've found, especially in my line of work, there are so many people returning to natural remedies, returning to nature, prioritizing that, detoxing. These things are essential. And if you felt the call to do that, this is probably why, because we know that we must return. There's only so far a nature made being can walk away from nature before he must come back and receive the gift of life, because you're not going to find it walking away from nature. So, this very much is a strengthening of ideas or a coming home, a conception, a new seed planted in this generation, in this current cohort of humans. This seed is important. You could also call it the seed of awakening. Slowly, one by one, this seed is being planted in all of our hearts, and we're all feeling that. So, if you're feeling that, totally normal. This card is saying you're good. It's all good. The next one, conch shell. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. Calling. So I've seen many movies with this. I don't know, when I used to watch movies all the time. Look at that, that ancestor in the background of this card blowing on a giant conch shell. If I'm not saying that right, please correct me. But I'm Australian. We just see the letters, we put them together, and that's what we come up with. All right, so calling out on the wind. This is very much air element. And to me, it also represents one of two things, and it may be different for all of us. It might be both. It might be two things that are relevant to you. The first one is, what are you being called to do? What are you being called to do? People who are not connected with their calling are going to get lost in fear, anxiety, and panic at this time in the world. These are not helpful states to be in. They're not helpful. We need to go into a more helpful form. So, what are you being called to do about it? Even if you're feeling called to learn how to make clothes, to learn how to plant food in the garden, to learn how to farm, to learn how to clean your house with non-tox chemicals. You know, learning all of these things is really important, but you don't have to know them all. And I think that's a big problem, especially with social media and my algorithm. All I see is, people like, oh, look at this is happening. Comment this below, and I'll send you a list of a million things that you need to do in order to. And it's like, okay, calm. That is not going to help. Panic, rush, fear never helps in any situation. So step into your calling and make sure you're talking. That's the second thing that this card brings up for me is expression. Talk to people. This picture of calling in a conch shell across the ocean looks like to me reaching out to other people, signaling the warning bell, creating that community. That is strength. So follow your calling. Don't follow the fear. Don't follow the herd. Follow your calling and call out to others. Develop a support network. Card number 3, water. Expression. Expression is a powerful thing. Very powerful. Which chakra does water go with? Sacral. Sacral is all about inner child, creativity, feeling, feeling, going with the feeling of things, letting yourself feel and start to create and express in a way that has heart in it, that has feeling. Especially in the modern world, we tend to shut down our feeling. We tend not to talk about how we're really feeling. I mean, even like, I don't know how it is in other countries. I've heard many of my friends who are not Australian go, this is really weird how you guys do this. But we do this thing where we walk past people in the street, we don't stop, and we go, hey, how are you? And the other person goes, good, how are you? And then they call back, good, thanks. And that's it. Now, that is a standard thing that happens in the street. And it doesn't matter how you're actually feeling. If someone's walking past you or they're not, it's not the situation to get into your life troubles, they're expecting a good, how are you? They expect it so much that sometimes you don't even have to say it. Sometimes you'll walk past someone, they'll see you, and subconsciously they'll go, hey, good, thanks. And it's like, I haven't even asked. I didn't even ask yet. It's honestly just a greeting. But the fact that we have just shallowed this deep feeling. We're not looking for deep feeling. People aren't expressing with deep feeling. We're expressing with logic, with numbers, with all this science and, all these like, what is everyone expecting me to do? Stop doing that. Right? I'm not saying get rid of all logic. Logic is very masculine, right? Very sun energy. We need that. We need that strength. But what this card is inviting back is the feminine, the fluidity of life, of your emotional state, and to express that in a healthy way. Now, in this card, it kind of looks like it's raining into like multiple waterfalls. Okay, so what I always say to my clients is water element is very specific. If you have way too much water, that's a tsunami, right? Can't survive under that. If you don't have enough water, it's a drought. We need just enough water, and we need just enough water in the right places. We've got vessels, we've got earth, root chakra, to hold the sacral chakra. We've got lakes, we've got dams, we've got rivers, we've got waterfalls, we've got oceans. All of these things are containers to hold and to distribute the water, right? If these things become overwhelmed, then we end up with flooding. If these things dry up, we end up with drought. So this expression, this water, it's not asking you to push all of your emotions into people. It's not asking you to do that. It's also asking you to bring the rains back. A lot of us have a drought of expression in our life. Our rivers run dry, and it's asking you to feel the rain. If you try and shut out one emotion, you shut out all of them. It's not multiple doors. You can shut out anger, sadness, and fear, and you can keep happiness, joy, and genuine connection. You can't do that. Okay. You have to feel the wave of emotions, of whatever emotion travels down that river today. So this card is asking you to get in touch with that, see how you feel, because that's going to guide your heart into where you want to put your logic and your direction and your action. So we must get firm with our heart. We must get firm with our emotions and allow that water to be expressed in a healthy, calm, and productive way. We don't want to send tsunamis out there. We don't want to dry up the rivers. We want to keep a healthy, natural flow. Card number 4, birth, renewal. Renewal. I can't say it today. It's not happening today. This word, I steer clear of it. When this card comes up, I'm like, why? I can't say that word. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Birth. This is very close to our Tree of Life card. It's asking for birthing new ideas, birth new beliefs, birth new ways, and even rebirth the old ways, such as all the natural healing we're going to now. Guess what? They were doing natural healing thousands of years ago. That's a rebirth of an old idea concept. Let those rebirths happen. And you know what? What's the process of a birth? Right? Takes a team, takes more than one to tango, and it's painful, difficult, and it's a process. So don't expect this to be a la-di-da time. There is a birth happening. It is a rebirthing in many different ways. So let's be patient, plant the seeds, and assist the birth where we can, but understand that that's what's happening on an energetic level, and it's slowly dripping down into physical manifestation through the chakra system, through all the elements, and we have to be patient and understand that there will be pain for all of us. There will be some kind of suffering, but that's what happens with a birth process. So breathe and continue on. The final card is Middle World, present. Now, remember what I spoke about with Tree of Life. Tree of Life is often looked at in a way it has, if you picture a beautiful tree, it has an upper world above the branches, middle world, the tree itself, and the underworld, the roots. This card is asking you to be in the middle world, as in the present moment. Stop getting lost. It's okay to learn from the past. It's okay to fear for the future. It's okay to go, what's going on? Everything is crazy. We can't rebirth old things or create new things or create a new way going forward if we're freaking out and going, oh, look at what they did in the past. We should have been doing that. Oh, look at what's going to happen in the future. It's going to be so bad. If you're doing that, you're not doing anything in the present to create a better future. So the present moment is the best place to live. Don't live in fear. Don't live in regret. Don't live in guilt. Don't live in it. I was living in guilt when all this stuff started happening. I was living in guilt, right? Because I put my trust in the wrong hands. And that is devastating. And you feel like you've let yourself down. You feel like you've let others down. You feel like you've let your body down. And it's very easy to fall into guilt and regret, but those things don't help. And your body is an incredibly powerful tool. It will heal, it will help you. All you need to do is trust. And the present moment is where we create. Okay, a tree is not concerned with next year's fruit. It's not going, oh, there might be a drought and oh, there's not going to be enough water and oh, what if a big wind comes and I fall over? What if my root system isn't good and I should have sent roots that way and I should have sent a branch that way? And oh, a tree isn't doing that. It's just present. It's doing its best with what it has in the present moment. And you know what? It always works out okay. I mean, the trees usually live longer than us, so they're doing something right. So that is your card reading to help you with where we're at in this current journey of our lives that we all chose to be here for together. What a gift. If you have any comments, any thoughts, please put them in the little comment section below if you're on Spotify, or feel free to reach out to me on Instagram DMs or email. I encourage you to share this episode if you really enjoyed it, if you found it useful, if you found it helpful. Send it to other people in your life who are struggling with right now, and maybe we can find some common ground with this guidance together. If you need any support, anything at all, I am here. My DMs are open, my email is open. Reach out. We've got this, and we are community together. Thank you for your presence. Love.